Class 12th, Subject Chemistry, Chapter number 2, Solutions, Part 4. In the previous video, we had learned about solubility, factors affecting solubility, and also we had learned about solubility of a solid in liquid. That is, we have understood that solids are soluble in liquids, but we cannot confirm from this statement that all solids are soluble in liquids. Similarly, in this video, we are going to learn about solubility of a gas in liquid. So, there are many gases that readily dissolve in water, while there are many gases that do not dissolve in water under normal conditions. Okay, so there are some gases that can readily or very easily dissolve in water. There are some gases that partially dissolve in water, and there are some gases that do not dissolve in water under normal circumstances or normal conditions. So if you take an example of oxygen gas here, oxygen gas is sparingly soluble in water. That is, it is partially soluble in water. But if you compare oxygen gas with HCl gas and ammonia gas, you can see HCl gas and ammonia gas being readily or easily being dissolved in water, where oxygen gas is only sparingly soluble in water, while HCl and ammonia gas are readily soluble in water. So the example of oxygen, we can see here, it's dissolved oxygen, right? Dissolved oxygen that is present in water bodies helps to sustain all the aquatic life, right? It supports the aquatic life. So this is a natural example where we can see solubility of a gas in liquid. Okay, so oxygen, which is sparingly soluble in water, can be seen in the form of dissolved oxygen, which supports the aquatic life present in water bodies. So this is an example where we can see solubility of a gas in liquid. Now, these are two pictures represent two examples where we can see gases being dissolved in liquids. First is a cold drink where we can see carbon dioxide gas being dissolved in water under high pressure. So carbon dioxide gas has been dissolved in liquid or water under high pressure. Okay, so carbon dioxide gas dissolves in solution under high pressure. So when you open the bottle of the cold drink, you can see large amount of gas being released out along with the sound being produced when you are opening the bottle, opening the cap of the bottle, right? Because the entire pressure that has been put inside the liquid while dissolving carbon dioxide gas is coming out of the mouth of the bottle. Okay, so carbon dioxide bubbles starts being produced from the solution. The carbon dioxide bubbles start releasing from the mouth of the bottle when you are opening the cap of the bottle, right? That is why you can hear a sound. Along with that, you can see gases being released from the bottle. So this is an example where you can see carbon dioxide gas being dissolved in liquids in the form of cold drinks. Similarly, this is an example where you can see oxygen has been dissolved in water, where aquatic life or aquatic organisms that is living inside water is able to breathe by taking up the dissolved oxygen present in the water. So they take up the dissolved oxygen, or they respire with the help of the dissolved oxygen that is present in the water and carry out their functionings. For example, plants undergo the process of photosynthesis with the help of oxygen that is present in the water, and also with the help of carbon dioxide that is present in the air as well as light. Similarly, animals or organisms that is present under the water also take up the dissolved oxygen and perform their functions which is required for daily basis. Okay, like respiring or reproduction or excretion, etc. So it all requires oxygen. So from where do they obtain the oxygen? They obtain the oxygen from the water bodies where oxygen is present in the form of dissolved oxygen, which helps them to carry out their body functions. So these two are the examples which are showing us that gases can be dissolved in water or in liquid. Okay, so these two are the examples of carbon dioxide and oxygen where both these gases have been dissolved in liquids. Now, gas solubility in liquids deals with the concept of gas dissolving in a solvent. Okay, so gas solubility in liquids is nothing but gas getting dissolved in a solvent, where here gas is nothing but the solute and liquids into which the gas is being dissolved is the solvent. So the gas solubility in liquids is greatly affected by temperature and pressure. So with temperature and pressure, the solubility of gas in liquids is greatly affected. Okay, as well as the nature of the solvent and the solute. So solubility of a gas in liquid is affected by the temperature and pressure, as well as it is affected by the nature of the solute and solvent. That is, we had learned in the previous class some of the factors that are affecting solubility. So here we can see solubility of gas being affected by temperature, pressure and the nature of solute as well as solvent. First of all, let us look into what effect does temperature have on solubility of a gas in liquid. So when you increase the temperature, it reduces the solubility of gas in liquid. That is, with increase in temperature, solubility of the gas in liquid starts decreasing, because on dissolving gas molecules in liquid, the process of dissolution will become similar to that of condensation. Right? Because when you are increasing the temperature, it is reducing the solubility of gas in liquid. What is the reason behind it? The reason is that when you are dissolving gas molecules in liquid, the process of dissolution will become similar to that of condensation. We had learned about dissolution in a previous video. That is, dissolution is the process where you are increasing the concentration of the solution by dissolving solute into a specified amount of solvent. That process is called as dissolution. So here, when you're increasing the temperature, the dissolution process becomes similar to that of condensation process, which leads to evolution of heat. Okay, so therefore dissolution is an exothermic process due to which solubility decreases with increase in temperature. That is, when you're increasing the amount of heat or when you're increasing the temperature, it is decreasing the solubility of gas, because the dissolution process, that is the process where you are increasing the concentration of the solution by dissolving the solute into the solvent, that process is becoming similar to that of condensation process, and it is leading to production of large amount of heat. So large amount of heat is also evolved during that reaction. So the dissolution process becomes or is an exothermic process, since it's reacting and it is producing large amount of heat. So therefore, because of this reason, the solubility starts decreasing when you're increasing temperature. So the main reason is that the dissolution process is becoming similar to that of condensation process, and large amount of heat is being produced or evolved during the reaction. So it becomes an exothermic process, because of which solubility decreases with increase in temperature. So we have understood what effect has temperature on solubility of a gas in liquid. Now let us understand what effect does temperature have, or what effect does pressure have on solubility of a gas in liquid. So we have already learned effect of temperature. Now we are going to learn the effect of pressure on solubility of a gas in liquid. That is, when you're increasing the pressure, okay, when you're increasing the pressure, this means you are compressing the gas, right? If you take a balloon which is filled with gas, when you start compressing the balloon, what is happening? That is, you are applying pressure on the balloon, because of which the balloon starts compressing, right? So what happens? It starts compressing to a smaller volume. and it increases the number of gaseous particles per unit volume. That is, when you're increasing pressure, you are compressing the gas and to a smaller volume. So that is, you are compressing the volume of the gas to a lesser volume, and you are increasing the number of gaseous particles present per unit volume over the solution. So by compressing the gas, the volume, the number of gaseous particles becomes more over the solution, and also the rate at which gaseous particles striking the surface of the solution to enter it is leading to increase in solubility of gases. That is, here you can see a piston is kept above the beaker containing gas. In this first picture, you are seeing that a pressure is not being applied here, while in the second picture you can see you are compressing the gas. That is, you are applying some amount of pressure to the gas. So what is happening? So gases, or the volume of the gas is becoming less, right? You can see smaller volume, all the volumes of the gas is coming closer, all the particles of gases are coming closer to each other. That is, it is increasing the number of gaseous particles per unit volume, right, over the solution, that is present over the solution. So the number of gaseous particles that is present per unit volume is increasing over the solution. So the rate at which the gaseous particles striking the surface of the solution or striking the surface of the beaker is different in both the beakers. In the first beaker, you are not applying pressure, so the gaseous particles striking the surface of the beaker is quite less. But in the second beaker, you are applying pressure, you are compressing the gas. So what happens? The particles or gaseous particles are striking the surface of the beaker or the surface of the solution, right? So what is happening? It increases the solubility of gas in liquid. That is, when you are applying pressure, they are striking onto the surface of the beaker, and also they are striking onto the surface of the solution, so that the gases get dissolved or get into the particles of water, so that the gases become soluble in water. So when you are increasing pressure, solubility of a gas in liquid also increases, because pressure is being applied, gas is being compressed. So the number of gaseous particles per unit volume is increasing over the solution. So the rate at which the gaseous particles are striking the surface of the beaker and striking the surface of the solution is increasing. So gases are fighting to get dissolved into the solution, right? The gas molecules are striking very hardly onto the surface of the solution, by which the gaseous molecule tries to get dissolved into the molecules of water. That is why solubility of gases increase when we are applying pressure. Okay, so with increase in pressure, solubility of gases increases. With decrease in pressure, solubility of gases also decreases. Okay, this is an example of decrease in pressure, solubility of gas is decreasing. This is an example where with increase in pressure, solubility of gas also increases. Next, we are going to learn a small activity where we can see effect of pressure on solubility of a gas in liquid. So to have a better understanding on the effect of pressure on gas solubility, let us consider a system of gas solution in a solvent in a closed container which is at a state of dynamic equilibrium. Okay, so consider a gas here, a gas solution, okay, and we are going to apply pressure on this gas solution which is present in a solvent in a closed container which is at a state of dynamic equilibrium. Okay, now a solution is in equilibrium, hence this means that the rate of gaseous molecules entering the solution is equal to the rate of gaseous molecules leaving the solution, right? Previously we had learned about dissolution and crystallization, right? The number of solute particles entering into the solution as well as the number of solute particles which are separating out of the solution was equal at equilibrium, right? Similarly, for solubility of a gas and liquid also at equilibrium, the rate of gaseous molecules entering the solution is equal to the rate of gaseous molecules leaving the solution. Okay, so the rate at which gaseous molecules that enter and dissolve into the solution will be equal to the rate at which gaseous molecules leave or separate from the solution. So here we can see two beakers A and B. Okay, these beakers denote or shows us the effect of pressure on solubility of a gas. The concentration of dissolved gas is proportional to the pressure on the gas. Okay, we know that the concentration of the dissolved gas is proportional to the pressure that is applied on the gas, right? So now when we increase the pressure of the system, that is when you're seeing in diagram B, you're increasing the pressure of the system, you can see gas molecules being compressed, right? So the gas molecules are being compressed here, and they are becoming, or they are coming closer to the molecules of the solution. So as a result, what is happening, with an increase in pressure, the gaseous molecules will be now concentrated into a smaller volume. So here in the second diagram, you can see you are applying large amount of force. So the gas molecules are getting compressed. Along with that, the solution molecules are also getting compressed. So both the gaseous molecules and solution molecules are getting compressed. So the gaseous molecules will now be concentrated here to a smaller volume. Its volume is getting decreased. It is now getting concentrated to a smaller volume. So what will happen? This will increase the number of gaseous molecules per unit volume available above for the solution. So the amount of gaseous molecules, or the volume of gaseous molecules, is becoming small. Okay, so gaseous molecules is becoming more concentrated. So the number of gaseous molecules to be dissolved into the solvent is also increasing. So this will result in an increase in number of gaseous molecules that is available to be dissolved into the solution. So gaseous molecules, when you're increasing pressure, gaseous molecules gets easily dissolved into the solution. They get easily dissolved or get easily soluble into the molecules or into the solution. So the gaseous molecules starts getting mixed with the molecules of the solution or solvent. Okay, so the gaseous molecule starts entering the solution phase, and easily gaseous molecules can be dissolved in solution when you are applying pressure. So because you are increasing pressure in the second beaker B, you can see gaseous molecules getting concentrated. It's becoming concentrated. Here you can see the gaseous molecules are far apart, but when you're applying pressure, its volume is decreasing, right? But its concentration is increasing. Its volume is becoming small, but its concentration is increasing. So readily they will get dissolved in the liquid, or they will get dissolved into the solution when you're applying pressure. So this is an activity which proves us that by applying pressure, gaseous molecules or gases can be easily dissolved in liquids. So since the number of gas molecules present above the solution has increased, the rate at which gaseous molecules will be entering the solution has also increased, right? That is, you have applied pressure, then what will happen? The gas molecules present in the solution has increased, right? Its concentration has increased, so the gaseous molecule will be entering the solution, that their concentration also will be increasing. So the rate at which gas molecules entering into the solution will be also increasing. So the end result is an increase in the number of gaseous molecules in the solution. Okay, so there is an increase in the number of gas molecules in the solution until a new equilibrium is attained. So in this equilibrium, where the number of gas molecules entering into the system and number of gas molecules coming out of the system is same, at this equilibrium we can see there is an increase in number of gas molecules entering into the solution until a new equilibrium is attained. Therefore, solubility of a gas increases with increase in pressure, as the above solution or the above activity is proving. So solubility of a gas increases with increase in pressure of gas. So with this we have understood the solubility of a gas in liquid.